We've all heard the news and the president talk about a truck driver shortage in the U.S.
A growing shortage of truck drivers. More than 70% of the
But what is the shortage? Why is there a shortage of drivers? There has to be a reason. Why does nobody want to come into this industry, and why are companies having a hard time keeping the drivers they already have?
We all know we need to move faster, getting more people working in this industry in jobs they can rely on and raise a
Why
family
do
on.
they have such a hard time retaining drivers? If they could retain the drivers they already had, they would not have a shortage. The truck driver shortage, so-called truck driver shortage, is really a retention issue. It really comes down to how are companies treating the drivers they already have. Do the drivers that currently work for companies feel valued? Do they feel respected? Do they want to stay? And if the answer is no, they don't want to stay because they don't feel valued, they don't feel respected, then yes, you're going to have a truck driver shortage. But it's a self-made problem. That's something the companies don't want to talk about. They don't want to tell you why there's a shortage. They just want to scare you into thinking, oh, there's not enough drivers. We need more drivers. But why? What aren't they telling you? Drivers typically underpaid. They do a lot of work that they don't get paid for. If you try to go home, the company will try to tell you, you get to go home when we say you can. I met a driver a few years ago. She quit the company she was driving for because the company refused to get her home for her own wedding. That's a problem. That is one of many issues that has created this so-called shortage, is simply the way the companies treat people. Now, there are some really good companies out there, but they're few and far between. You start getting into the major companies that employ thousands of drivers, these drivers are just a number. The company really doesn't care about them. They're an expendable resource. Allowing 18-year-olds to drive interstate isn't going to solve that problem. 18-year-olds have been driving intrastate for a while with no problem. So flooding the job market with 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds for interstate commerce isn't going to solve a thing if the companies don't start treating their drivers better and start retaining the drivers that they already have. It's a fixable issue, but the companies have to want to fix it. And if you look at the history of how long this issue has existed, they don't want to fix it. Now, I've been driving 15 years. There's always been a so-called shortage. As to why they don't want to fix it, I don't have a clue. I literally have no idea. But I've seen it in the way they treat new students coming in. When I was a trainer for one of the big companies, I saw it in the way they treated their drivers that they already had. Everybody was treated like a mindless idiot. It did not matter if you were fresh out of school or you'd been driving for 15 plus years. According to the company, you were a mindless idiot, and that's how they would treat you. And I've seen that at multiple different companies over the years. Some companies will tell their drivers, you have to violate federal regulations or you don't have a job. Or if you don't violate federal regs, you're not going to make a paycheck because they're going to cut your miles to the point you can't survive. The cost of everything to live out here on the road is going up. Pay really doesn't go up to compensate for it. Pay has gone up quite a bit, but compared to the price to be out here, it's hard. It is really hard. Another issue with retention is this lifestyle, living on the road, away from your friends, away from your family. You're not able to just go out and do whatever you want, whenever you want. We can work a schedule that can be anywhere from a few weeks to a few months. It depends on the company, depends on the driver. Some of the dedicated accounts, you're going to get home a lot more, but you're going to work a lot harder. OTR, I typically, and this is my personal schedule, what I enjoy, I'll stay out about 2 to 3 months at a time. I only go home for 5 days. That's it. So if we want to fix the driver shortage, driver retention, all of the companies need to start doing better, treating the drivers they already have with respect, show them value, make them want to stay. Give people a reason to come into this industry. Give them a reason to want to stay. If you enjoyed this video, hit the subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications, and hit the like button. Drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Tell me what you think the issue is with trucking. Tell me your story. What have you experienced? Thank you.